Hello, welcome to Mais Media. I'm Daniel Barreiro, artist name Mais. Today I'm gonna be drawing Stripe from the Gremlins. I'm going to start by drawing a front view pose, just so it'll give me a better understanding of the anatomy of a gremlin. It's almost like a monkey um, structure. After that, like always, I started with a quick sketch just to get a little bit of the motion of the body, and then now I add another sketch on another layer, on a top layer, to redefine the first one. Now I'm doing it a third time, which will be adding more information to the drawing. I will now add more details to the drawing, but I'm still on a playful mode. I'm still discovering the character and just having a feel of it. After this sketch, I will probably do a final line work. As most of the times that I'm working on a digital drawing, I'm using multiple layers. Each layer can serve me for multiple purposes. Like in this case, I have a sketch that I did with more detailed information of the gremlin of Stripe, and I lowered that opacity, and then I added another layer on top where it's allowing me to use that as a guide to work on the final line work of the image. Sometimes layers can be used to add more information on the existing drawing, like we will see when I work on the background, but also in this case, as I'm working on this grayscale layer, which later I will work on a color layer on top of it. And when I lower the opacity of the top layer, the combination of both layers will be visible and we'll have a whole different image. So layers can be used for many different reasons or many different purposes. Procreate also allows you to use the layers as frames, so you can do 2D animation as well. So I'm now working on a color layer, and like I always say, remember to have fun. And how am I not gonna have fun drawing a gremlin, a Stripe from the Gremlins? If you guys haven't seen the Gremlins, I highly recommend it. They're really fun movies. It's I don't know, I maybe my generation, it's definitely one of my favorite movies. There's a cuteness and a scariness to it. Yeah, just check it out. So yeah, this is no Yoda turn to the dark side. Just kidding. Go back to the drawing. I had a lot of fun drawing this image, adding all those details and the colors on Stripe, and it's such a fun character. And as I mentioned, I really love these movies, which it makes it a lot easier to just get into the drawing when you are enjoying it and having fun with it. That's why I say it's important to have fun. As I mentioned earlier, I'm constantly moving from layer to layer and working different parts of the drawing. Right now, I will be working a little bit on the background. I remember the scene where Stripe is following Gizmo in I think it's a hardware store, on his skateboard, and soon after he finds himself by a water fountain, and the scene gets really steamy and there's a lot of fog, and I think overall there's a lot of fog in the movie. There's snow, and so I wanted to keep a little bit of that fog in there. I'm also spending a little bit more time on the grayscale layer, adding a little bit more details, cleaning up some other details, just keeping in mind that this is it's a 2D drawing, but it's making the illusion that there is also three-dimensionality, and so it's important to keep that in mind, and especially when working on this layer. Yeah, so growing up, I always wanted to have a gremlin, like in real life. Of course, it didn't happen, and I'm glad it didn't, but I think For anybody that likes these movies, I think I was not alone in that. I feel like the grayscale layer could be a little darker, and so I'm gonna tweak it a little bit. And I'm getting close to feeling comfortable with with going to the next step, and the next step is gonna be finishing up this drawing by adding the skateboard and just doing the last cleanups. I'm actually doing some quick cleanup right now on the line work, and before I move on onto the skateboard, which I'm actually pretty excited to draw. It'll be fun. And of course, as you would know, I'm doing this on a whole different layer where I can really work on it without affecting the overall image that I had already worked on. I think I feel pretty comfortable with where the skateboard is right now. I will probably go back in a little bit, but now I'm working on the titling of the Gremlins, and I'm going back to the skateboard, adding a little bit more shadows and highlights onto the side and the wheels. I'm still gonna spend a little bit more time on those wheels. I think there you go. I'm feeling better now. Well, like always, I hope this is being helpful, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I think I'm pretty close to done. Adding my signature now, and thank you so much again, and I hope you enjoyed this video.